Good evening, or should I say good night, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a good night. It is a good night. Once again, this is your boy TWID. TWID stands for That's What I Do. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let me put it at the bottom real quick for you. Uh, there it is at the bottom. Please go like and share. If I sound a little monotone, I'm tired. I'm in Texas, y'all. It's 103, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 degrees. And it's hot. But hey, we're going to keep going. Today, I want to talk about men, males, and motives. And this is specifically for my males, my men, because you got to have motives. I'm going to stop right there. Men, males, you got to have motives. Now, there's a lot of things going on in society today, namely the Roe versus Wade decision that's being overturned. Black people, let me just say that's not our fight. And I'm saying it's not our fight because, and when I think about our people, I always address our people in the state that we need to be in, which is a state of righteousness. You know what I'm saying? It's not our fight because um, the Most High um, declared for us to be husband and wife and for us to be fruitful and multiply. Now, when you take into the consideration of his commandments and his plan, yeah, um, plan B, abortion, was never a part of it. Understand? Never. And it'll never be a part of it. So that being the case, men, we carry the seed. We carry the seed. Now, the woman, she may hold it for 9 months, but ultimately it's our seed. So, men, males, what is your motive with your seed? What are you doing with your seed? Where are you putting your seed? Where is the motive of, you know what I'm saying, the woman that you're laying with? Do you know her? Are you with her? Is it just a one night stand? You see, our women are out of order. One, because they want to be. Two, because they choose to be. But three, because we allow them to be. It's on us. It's really on us. A lot of this is, and I understand. I'm not talking about, a lot of the grown women who want to be independent, who want to do what they want to do. But I'm talking about men, males, who's supposed to have motive. You know, they say 80% of all married men are dying before their wives. Why? Because your understanding of your purpose is out of whack, is out of alignment. Your balance is off. You're trying to serve your wife. You're trying to make her happy. Happy life, happy wife. That no. Your job, your purpose is to the Most High. Her job is to you. That's what the scripts say. I believe in the script. It says man was made for woman, not woman made for man. Men, males, what are your motives? Do you have any motives? Because when you are a man and you have a motive, you're not just going to put your seed anywhere. You're going to think about legacy. You're going to think about, you know what I'm saying, the future of your bloodline, of your seed. So it's not going to be just casually sleeping around making babies. I understand you make mistakes, but 3, 4, 5, come on. Then you have the audacity to question how a woman is acting. You have the audacity to be surprised that she did an about face on you. You left her with your seed, and you didn't care enough to make her your wife. You think she was gonna what you think she's gonna do? Oh, you're not ready for marriage now. Okay, but you got a seed. You got a seed. See, a lot of what we're seeing from our women who are out of order, who have their outstretched necks, who want to be independent, who don't want to be led, who don't want to be, and a lot of it is just wicked women, and the society is programmed them to be this. But you have a lot of women who want to be wives, but To who? You don't even think it's your job to lead her. You don't even think it's your job to tell her what to do. You don't even know how. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Let me take this banner off. He shall rule over thee. You don't even know how to rule over your woman. Why? Because you're a male, you're a man, but you have no motive. What is your motive to a woman? Namely, your wife. Now we got women walking around uncovered because one, she's foolish. She's never seen her mom with a man. And I understand it's an uphill battle because you've got to train a woman who doesn't really desire to be a wife. She wants to be married, but she doesn't desire to be a wife. You've got to train her and teach her how to be a wife. But you got to have motive. You got to be a husband, which means you've got to show dominance, which means you've got to show that your leadership, your values. You can't do that, you know what I'm saying, if you have no motive. Because when you have no motive, you sleep around with any woman who's not even worthy of your seed, but you don't value yourself. So you'll go, you know what I'm saying, hook up with anything. And like Jamie Foxx said, blame it on the alcohol. That's a poor excuse for a man, a male. I'm not gonna be here long, but I just want to talk to men. Level up. What we're seeing with our women, a lot of it has to do with an individual choice by them because they're grown. And some of us, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, on both sides, we get with wicked men and we get with wicked women, unfortunately. But the fact is, if you're a man, a male man, not a mailman who just delivering packages to different women, a male, M-A-L-E, a male man who has a motive, you're gonna fulfill your purpose because you're gonna be looking for your purpose. You're gonna be working for a purpose. And nothing makes a woman more horny, and nothing makes a woman desire a man more than ambition. Ambition. Men, let's get our stuff together. Men, let's get on our square. Lead. I understand it's a bad situation out there for a lot of men. If your woman want to be a wicked woman, even if you got kids, if she don't want to obey you, if she don't want you to rule over her as the scripture has given you to do, the authority to do, to cover her, because women don't live in reality. That's just facts. They don't. That's where we come along. Eve wasn't living in reality when the serpent said, "Hey, if you eat this apple, the Most High know you'll, you know what I'm saying, you'll be just like him." The reality was she was already made in his image. She was already just like him. But she wasn't living in reality. She was listening. Just like our women do now, they're listening. It's our job to cover them so they don't listen to nobody but the leadership that's right there. They need us, but they need us to stand on our square. They need us to have motive. And unfortunately, if you get with a wicked woman or a woman who will do an about face on you, hey, it's understandable. You just got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, your purpose and your servitude, you know what I'm saying, is to the Most High. Hers is to you. The scripture says a man was made for woman, not man. Not a woman was made for man, not man for woman. I said it again. A woman was made for man, not man made for a woman. That means your purpose is to serve the Most High. Her purpose is to serve you. Miss me with happy life, happy wife. Nah, man. I tell my wife no plenty of times. I have the last word. Why? Because she respects my dominance. Why? Because not just I'm a man, not because I'm a male, but because she's seen my motives. She can't kick against the bricks. She can, but then she'll look up. She'll look up looking like a fool. No woman wants to be looking like a fool, but no woman wants to be made to play the fool. And men, when you're on your square, you provide that security, you provide that dominance, you regulate. She go fall in line, or she'll get left. Simple. Most women don't want to get left. So it's on us, men. It's on us. Regain control of your house. Watch your kids. Do what you got to do as a man. You can't do it alone. You're going to have the assistance of the Most High. We are in a state of emergency in our community. All we're producing are illegitimate kids. That means kids are not supposed to be here. But yet you'll have illegitimate kids and women getting baby showers by illegitimate kid. People will say that's a blessing. No, it's not. It's not a blessing that 80% of our kids are being born in a single parent home where the father is nowhere around. That's actually a curse. That's literally a curse. So, men, males, and I'm making a distinction because you've got men who are just males, and you've got males who aren't yet men. And for you to be a person of motive, you've got to be a male who has understanding that he is now a man. Otherwise, you'll just be a male walking around, throwing your seed any and everywhere, fussing about child support, fussing about the women that you chose to lay with, that you chose to impregnate. You didn't pull out. You didn't tell her to get up. You. So it's on you. All right? Well, this has been TWID Radio. Once again, go like, share. Go to my YouTube page. I'm trying to do more of these, y'all. Bear with me. It's gonna get better. I'm working on a few things, but yeah, let's get it together, man. Let's get it together. I know it's a lot of stuff going on with our women, but at the end of the day, it's on us. The Most High is calling for the men to be the head. He talks directly to us. I don't care about all these women getting up talking about, the prophetesses, and he's talking to them. Most of these women, they don't even have a covering. He ain't talking to them. That's why a lot of them will say, I ain't gonna submit to no man. But yet still they say the Most High talking to them. It's a lie. He wants to talk to a woman through her husband. That's a whole nother episode, though. That's a whole nother radio broadcast. But anyway, that's been TWID. That's what I do, radio. Y'all take it easy, and until next time, peace. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host. You can call me TWID. TWID stands for That's What I Do. You are now listening to TWID Radio. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, TWID, that's what I do, exclamation. Our aim here is to talk about past, present, and future issues, primarily that will or does affect the Black community. Now let's get the show started. Oh yeah, don't forget, y'all go to www.twitword.com for our latest merchandise. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about Black UNITY, unity. Based on where we've come from and based on where we're at, I'm a firm believer that it really does not exist. And I'm gonna put up a few articles I posted earlier. Let me find my banner. Let me see. There it is right there. It says, cut by 30 billion in Biden budget. Some Black Democrats are not having it. Let me get another article. President Biden's ambitious higher education agenda has had its disappointments as Congress turns it into legislation with a strict budget forcing lower than anticipated funding levels for some of its provisions. While the bill includes funding for historically Black colleges and universities, advocates say it is well below what's needed. And my question to listeners is, and to Black people really, at this point, what do we expect? What do we expect from politicians? I'm a firm believer in sweeping around my own front door. What really do we expect? What can we expect from leaders, both Black and white? This is not so much of a racial thing to me as it is just a unity thing. Where is the Black UNITY? Does it exist? Everybody, every animal has a code. Every animal has unity. Every animal. You got the lions. They're looking at something. Whatever it is, it doesn't look like them when they look at each other. That's what keeps them together. That's what brings about the UNITY in this pack that you're looking at. Hyenas, same thing. Every group has their own UNITY. Every group has a level of unity amongst themselves. No matter who you pull up. Gorillas. How is it that in 2021 we're casting votes? We're voting. We're putting our destiny. We're putting our livelihoods. We're putting our kids' future into the hands of people who have yet to show us, who have yet to prove to us that they're willing to do anything specifically for us. I'm really trying to figure out what is it about us that makes us think that we have another option outside of Black UNITY, Black unity. It's as if we're still voting, we're still marching, we're still talking, we're still crying, we're still screaming, we're still doing a lot of the same things that our ancestors did, that our elders did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, while trying to accomplish a different end goal, a different task. Remember the meaning of insanity. You keep doing the same thing in hopes that something is going to change, but nothing changes. And now you see, what? You got an anti-Asian bill. That's a slap in the face. You got an LGBT reparations bill. That's a slap in the face. You got people coming across the border. You got Afghans getting $6.3 billion. That's a slap in the face. At what point does black unity take take form and take shape to the point that we decide if it ain't about a black agenda, then we don't want to hear about it? When do we get to that point as a black race of people, just like these black people, these black animals that you, these gorillas, they say that's where we come from anyway. When do we get to the point where all you see when you see them, you don't see anything other than them? You don't see anything other than the lions. You don't see anything other than the hyenas. When do we get to that? And that's what they're practicing is unity, unity. How is it that we're the only group of people on the planet who don't have what it takes, or who don't want to exercise what it takes to promote, produce, and operate and execute in unity? Do we hate each other that much? Do we hate each other that bad that all we can do is compete with each other? All these guys, these animals, they compete with each other too, but they're on code. These guys, these animals, they compete with each other, but they're still on code. They don't get off code. You're not gonna see a gorilla fighting another animal that's attacking his own. You're not gonna see a hyena fighting another animal that's attacking his own. You're not gonna see a lion teaming up with a hyena against his own. It's just natural for them to practice unity. It's just natural. So black people, how is it that out of all our voting, out of all our um marching, how is it that we still are allowing people to come in, rule over us, tell us what to do, and we just march and pray? And see, this is what you leave for your kids. This is what you teach your kids, to just shut up and pray. How about we practice unity, unity? Do we ever plan on practicing unity? See, these animals, even they realize that that's all they got. They don't have nothing else. You look just like me, so I'm gonna put you first. We may fight, we may fuss, we may even kill, but I'm gonna still put you before everybody else. Why? Because that's the code. We cast our votes. We made our votes. They made promises. Our brother Ice Cube, what did he say? He's like, hey, I got, you know what I'm saying, um, uh, a plan for black people. Black people started telling him, no, you know what I'm saying, wait till they get in, and when they get in, they'll talk to you. They have yet to talk to this brother. They not even talking to any of y'all, any of us, because we have no black unity. None. I'm gonna read this again. Some black Democrats are not here for the nearly 30 billion cut to HBCU funding in the latest version of President Joe Biden's 3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill. One of them has even threatened to vote against it if the issue's not resolved. Was this a surprise? That's what I need to know. What black people, was this a surprise that when this man got in, he was gonna do an about face? It couldn't have been a surprise. You can't make me believe it was a surprise. If it was a surprise, shame on us. If everything that's happening under this administration, and I'm not political, you know what I'm saying? Um, I don't classify myself as political. I don't vote, but I know a lot of our people believe in the in politics. I don't know why, but they, for whatever reason, they believe in it to the point to where they'll tell you vote or die. To the point to where they'll get mad at you for not voting. To the point to where they will tell you this wouldn't have happened if you would have voted. They said we had to get Trump out. Well, Trump is out. Now what? He's been out. Now what? If we don't have this, what you're seeing on the screen, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. If we're not looking like this, what you see on the screen, it doesn't matter who's in the White House, because we're not going to be prompted to build any schools. We're not going to be prompted to teach our own kids. We're not going to be prompted to do anything, but just have faith. Is that what we've been reduced to, black people? And I'm talking to black people because, I mean, every other race practices UNITY. Is this what we've been reduced to the point that we still putting our hopes and our dreams in every other group of people except ourselves? It can't be this bad, but it is. At what point do we change? At what point do we say, you know what? Let's focus on us. We tried it with the civil rights era. We marched, we got beat up, wore the hose down, women, dogs mauled, their breast off, you name it. And the hard work that we put in, guess what? It helped everybody else. The Asians started coming. You got, everybody's benefited from the civil rights bill, but the people who actually, what I'm saying, laid their lives down for the civil rights bill. Yeah, we were able to integrate. Yeah, we were able to integrate, which means we closed down what we had. We gave up the opportunity and the right to teach our own kids. Now we're in schools that are predominantly ran by white people, and we're now saying, hey, wait a minute, teach African American studies. That's what we're saying. Teach African American studies. We're telling white people to teach African. How does that sound? That's like the Jews telling black people, hey, teach Jewish studies. That's like the Italians telling the Jews, hey, teach Italian studies. We have single-handedly handed over our future to people who are doing things that's not in our best interest. And we're screaming foul. All because we have no black UNITY. No black unity. None. So at this point, who's to blame? We've casted our votes. We go to school, we're the most educated. They say black women or black people, I think primarily black women, are the reason Joe Biden got in. Black women, what have he done? What has he done? See, now we got to point the finger at ourselves. Now we got to look at ourselves. Now we got to blame ourselves, because at this point, who's the reason why we're in the situation we're in? It's not white people's problem that we don't have black UNITY. It's not. We can say it is, but now we know everything is out in the open. The information is there. We can see it. We can smell it. We can sense it. What you're seeing on your screen is what you're supposed to see from black people. Black people. You're supposed to see this. If you don't see this, you have nobody else to blame but yourselves. Nobody. Look at what's on the front. Unity. That's unity. 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 The animals know that to survive, because survival is, you know what I'm saying, it's survival of the fittest. The animals know that for us to survive, we have got to stick together. But we don't know this. We hate each other that much. Is that much hate amongst black people that we'd rather suffer than be unified? We spend time buying everybody else's stuff just to outshine each other, while at the same time, like I said, we're casting votes as if casting a vote is going to change our day-to-day living arrangements. This is our fault at this point. You're not finna go talk to the hyenas and integrate into their society. You're not about to go integrate into a pack of lions if you're not a lion and integrate into their society. And the lion, gorillas, hyenas, they're on the same side of the earth. But they know, okay, you're not me. I'm gonna come. Even if we cross paths, we're gonna get it on. But you know what I'm saying? We can't be friends. Not like that. Nah, we can't be friends. The animals know this because they know it's survival of the fittest. Black people, do we realize it's survival of the fittest? And you're not gonna be at your full strength if you're not unified. You can't be. It doesn't work that way. You must identify with the group that you're from and be loyal to that group and appreciate that group because that's just natural. It's just natural. We casted our votes, and as of yet, uh, 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 we have we have nothing to say we've reaped the benefits of it. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're gonna get anything that's gonna. Well, I didn't cast no vote anyway, so I mean, I could care less because I've we've been here. We've had a black president, didn't get anything. It's about time we start focusing on UNITY. That's all we got. That's all we need. If we don't focus on that, y'all, you can forget it. You're gonna pass this on to your kids, which is gonna be a fight that they're not, which is gonna be a fight that they're not prepared to fight. So they're gonna hold their head down, and go on and just act like, well, we shall overcome one day. This has been TWID Radio. Thank you all who listened, who tuned in. Please feel free to share. Like I said, I'm getting back into the swing of things. This is like my second podcast. Make sure you go to let me see. Where's my banner? Make sure you go follow us on YouTube and subscribe. We're trying to build that channel. But until next time, this is what I do. Peace. You can call me TWID. TWID stands for That's What I Do. And you are now listening to TWID Radio. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look at the bottom. That's how you spell it. And feel free to subscribe. Our aim here is to talk about the past, present, and future issues primarily that will or does affect the Black community. Now, let's get this show started. Okay, family. Let me pull this chair up. Get comfortable. Okay, family. It's no surprise, no new news. Love him or hate him. Our brother, Mr. Kevin Samuels, has passed. Now, everybody has their feelings about this brother, just like everybody have their feelings about any brother or sister. You know, and everybody has their right. You know, it's your opinion, it's your prerogative. I mean, it's you. I've never been in the state of mind that everybody had to be a cookie cutter image of the next individual. That would really hinder, and it would say a lot about the Most High's greatness if everybody was the same. That's really why I came out of religion and out of church, and things like that, because I realized it was the same format. If you didn't look the same, dress the same, think the same, then something was wrong with you. But life is about personal growth, understanding, maturing, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this brother. I think that what he did was, wake up the masses of primarily men, Black men, in shaping or reshaping our image. And to reshape somebody's image, you got to start with their thinking. That's why the scripture says, when I was a man, I spoke, thought, and understood when I was a child, I spoke, thought, and understood as a child. But when I became a man, it says I put it away. And, the church and a lot of these organizations really haven't taught Black men how to put away childish things. It was always taught that, it just happens by osmosis, and that's not the case. Even the scripture tell you to train up a child. You know what I'm saying? It says train them up. That means teach, show them in the way that they should go. And unfortunately, because of the lack of male presence in our community, we've been left to, lack of a better term or word, the slaughter Black men. And so this brother comes along, giving the Black community a different vibe, a different taste, and and nothing new, but something that was on a platform that everybody could tune in and see. Because make no mistakes, Kevin Samuels never ever said anything different than what men have been saying. The question was or is, are our people listening? Do our people respect us enough to listen, to take heed? See, I'm a firm believer that as a man, me myself, I'm married, got kids. I don't need a pastor to be my covering. I'm the royal priesthood of my house. I am the priest of my house. But I gotta be in my house. I gotta go to my house. I gotta be committed to my wife. I gotta be committed to furthering the legacy of my kids. See, we've been waiting, especially in the Black community, for some other source. We've been waiting for somebody else to do our job, and that's why we have the Jesus complex. We think that he's not working really for you. To be honest with you, as far as the scripture says, he said, my work is finished. He's basically saying, I'm done. That's why when the religious folks, they cater to the scripture that says, I can do all things. Well, yeah, go do it.
Why you waiting on him to do it? And see, we've been waiting in the black community for, unfortunately, our black women to do what they can't do. They just can't do. If they were to do it, it would mess up the order of the Most High. He didn't tell them to do it. He didn't commission them to be the head. But let's look at these stats real quick. In 2020, there were about 4.2 million black families in the United States with a single mother. This is an increase from 1990 levels, when there were about 3.4 million families with a single mother. So if you read these stats, it's only getting worse. Not better, it's only getting worse. Let's go to another news article. In this annual, hold on, let me pull this up so I can read it for you. In its annual America's Family and Living Arrangements data collection, the Bureau examined marriage and family, the living arrangements of older adults, and other household characteristics. It found that a majority of the 73.7 American children under the age of 18 live in families with two parents, 69%, a decrease from 88% in 1960. Of those 50.7 million children living in families with two parents, 47.7 million live with two married parents, and 3 million live with two unmarried parents. Broken down by race, however, the statistics show stark differences. The percentage of white children under 18 who live with both parents almost doubles that of black children, according to the data. While 74.3% of all white children below the age of 18 live with both parents, only 38.7% of African American minors can say the same. Instead, more than one third of all black children in the United States under the age of 18 live with unmarried mothers. Hold on. Compared to 6.5% of white children. The figures reflect a general trend during the 1960s to 2016. Now, remember, these are the stats Kevin would kick out and to help us understand during the movement, the feminist movement around the 1960s and 70s. You see the decline in the black family. And it says the percentage of children living with only their mother nearly tripled, 8 to 23%. From 8 to 23%, and the percentage of living with only their father increased from 1 to 4. So let me put this brother's picture back on the screen. Okay, so and here we are, family. You know, like I said, like it or love it. You know, he's gone. Now what? It ain't gonna change the numbers, because before he hit the scene, it didn't change the numbers. The numbers, we've got to deal with internal work. We've got to examine ourselves. Us as a people, us as individuals. And I know a lot of people, want to get biblical and spiritual or whatever and say Adam this. I don't care about Adam and Eve per se, because if you believe in that, then you believe that when the Most High sent His Son, He gave everybody, man and woman, husband and wife, the power to make their own decisions. So I've got to decide to lead my family, my wife, and my wife has got to choose to submit. There's no questions. There is no, well, if this, that, it's Genesis 3:16 for all you Bible thumpers. He told Eve, submit to your husband and he shall rule over you. Rule means to govern. Rule means to cover. Rule means to make decisions. Rule means to dictate. Simple as that. And what man would make any apologies about that? What make to making an apology about your position as a man means you're apologizing for being the head. Well, you're an extension of the Most High, whether you believe it or not. So once again, I gotta salute this brother and everything that he was doing and he was trying to do, which is advocate for black families. Why I don't think we see the shape that we're in. We can talk about a lot of the black women that are going missing. Yeah, they are. But more than likely, a lot of these black women that are going missing, if you check their personal information, you're going to see that they're probably more than likely there's a large percentage that's in a single parent home. That means they have no covering. That means they don't have a father there to ask questions. That means they don't have a father there to say, no, you can't go stay over this person's house. I don't know their parents. Certain things men are just designed to do, and we're designed to say no a whole lot quicker than our female counterparts. But that's what covering does. That's what a covering does. Like it or love it, hate it or despise it. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Our position is our position. And our people are so sick in the mind, in the brain, in the head that we would, laugh, and we would actually celebrate a brother's death, all because he said lose weight, be healthy. I'm trying to figure out how did we get to that point to where we're so, and I understand because you talking about women who hated this brother and his message, but they love uh, Megan Thee Stallion saying, I'd rather be a bitch. That's what she sings. Cardi B sings a WAP. We will say, okay, well, they're just, uh, you know, um, you know, um, I don't know what the excuse that is, but they got them. But this man come along, or any man for that matter, come along, and we start, you know what I'm saying, speaking truth to power, and we start setting the record straight. Now it's a problem. I've had brothers say, well, should no man be talking to women like that? I'm like, okay, so it's low key hating. If women calling you on your channel, and if you don't have one, get one. If they calling you on your channel for advice, to listen, thousands calling, what are you gonna do? You do the same thing he did. He capitalized. But he just wasn't capitalizing, you know what I'm saying, giving people what they wanted. He was telling you the harsh truth, men and women. You shall know the truth, and it shall set you free. Oh, you okay? So he's got to be what? In your eyes, in your opinion, he's got to be righteous. He's got to be holy. He's got to be perfect. So now you got the right to cast the first stone. Is that what you're telling me? Nah. Okay. You just didn't like the way he said it. But if your boss tell you it's mandatory overtime, you're not about to quit. You finna assume the position, clock in, and go to work, and be upset the whole time. But you're not gonna be wishing death on that company, no, because you'll lose your job. And then the fact is, after you get that check, you'll realize, yeah, I didn't want to do it, but I came in, I assumed the position, and it paid off. That's all this is about. Taking what you can, and the rest just chunk it away, throw it out. I'm a married man with kids. Most of what Kevin was talking about didn't apply to me personally, but it was some stuff that I was able to see. It was some things I was able to realize, and it was some things I was able to use in my marriage. And men, if you're listening, you got to regain your position. If you're a married man, I'm gonna tell you like this: you should not be arguing back and forth with your wife. That'll cause heart palpitations, and you know what I'm saying. It's stress. It'll kill you. Don't do it. Women, you should not be arguing with your husband. If he makes a decision, agree with it. If you don't agree with it, if you're gonna fight, what are you looking to do by arguing with your husband about something that you don't want or you don't like? You're gonna emasculate him, because what happens? You'll get mad. You'll walk around with an attitude, all because you didn't get your way. And now you'll keep doing that over and over again. Now, this man walking around, you know what I'm saying, and he's developing a mantra that a lot of men have developed, which is happy life, happy wife. That's crazy. That's wicked. No, my life will be happy with or without my wife. It's as simple as that as a man. And that's putting things in perspective. You mean to tell me I gotta in my life, gotta be happy? Man, please. So, men, if you're listening, share it. But listen, understand this, men, we gotta keep going. Like I said, I reiterate, it didn't start with Kevin, and it don't end with Kevin. No, sir. No, sir. But one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna thank him for what he brought to the table. Because he's the first man that I know in my lifetime that have been able, you know what I'm saying, to actually get women to see, wait a minute, hold up, don't overtalk me. Assume your position. I'm a man, I want my respect. Now, explain yourself. Why is it that you want this, and you're not qualified for it? Why is it that what you are qualified for, you're looking down on it? You see? Our community can no longer afford to live in an unrealistic manner. And it's just not in our relationship, but just think how we operate. We will complain about a system that we're in the school system, but we still send our kids to school. It's unrealistic if you're going to participate to think that it's going to change. We go to church every Sunday. People go to church every Sunday, take up money. Our communities are still in shambles, and we assume that if we can just vote, somehow somebody's going to come in and change our situation. That's unrealistic. You see, as a people, we are unrealistic because we're looking for something for nothing. And this is what Kevin exposed with our women and men. You're looking for something for nothing. And that's what you call reaping what you sow. You put in nothing, you get nothing. You do nothing, nothing happens. But you can't blame nobody else because at the end of the day, like I said, on both sides, women and men, black women and men specifically, if you're out there and you got plural kids, ma'am, 33 forms of contraception, that's your fault. You got 3 days to decide if you want to go get a plan B. Oh, you don't believe in abortion? Oh, okay. You don't believe in abortion, but you believe in premarital sex. I've read in the scripture, whosoever shall keep the whole law, and stumble in one point is guilty of all. Oh, you'll open up your legs and let a man impregnate you, but you don't want to get rid of the baby because now that's wrong. Then you'll go do it again and blame the man. Okay, brother, you mad because she got you on child support. Okay, well, what you expect? You laid up in her too long. You didn't marry her, wasn't no ring on her. Now she did an about face on you. On both parties. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't, women with kids and the father that fathered the kids, you have no type of argument as it pertains to the two of you, because when y'all was getting it in, it was all fun. It was all cool. Nobody said nothing. But now, when it comes to reaping what you sold a whole life together, and now everybody's pointing fingers. And this is what this man exposed. The unrealistic ideology of our people that has left so many of our homes fractured, fragmented, and broken, to the point that who knows if it can be repaired. But nevertheless, you got to first do the first thing, in trying to resolve an issue. You've got to conversate about it. There has to be a conversation. And he brought that conversation to the masses. And we want to thank him for that. We salute you, brother. You know what I'm saying? 18 months that you was going hard and viral. Man, oh yeah. So once again, salute. That's going to be the end of this show. It's only about 21, 22 minutes. I wouldn't, you know, wasn't planning on being long, but like I said, I didn't want too many days to go by before I went ahead and saluted this brother for the work that he did. I don't really know a lot about his personal life and what he was doing, but that's not my business. You know what I'm saying? My main focus is to work out my own salvation, to be a good father, you know what I'm saying, to my kids, a faithful husband, and so that I can break break generational curses. See, we got to do this every man for himself, but we still got to have men out there who can, you know what I'm saying, who have the intellect, the intelligence, and the know-how to help us raise our consciousness, our way of thinking. Men got to have that to help you be better leaders, better fathers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this brother did. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, one last time, Mr. Kevin Samuels, brother, I salute you. And we're out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your humble host. I am the owner, CEO of TWID. That's what I do brand. If you didn't get that, TWID stands for that's what I do. So if you're out there and you're still breathing, I guarantee you're doing something. This is gonna be the introduction of this Our Brands radio programming. We're gonna kind of lay out what we're gonna be doing, and basically just talking. You know, we're not the smartest guys in the room, but we're not the slowest guys in the room. Understand? We're gonna be talking about some of the hottest topics: men issues, women issues, money issues. Everybody got issues, and everybody think they got it all figured out. And so I'm coming on to introduce myself. I'm trying to relax, which I'm pretty relaxed. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get back into the swing of things. Um, Eventually, inevitably, we're gonna have people be able to call in. I'm gonna put a. Let me see. Let me work with my little banners. Oh yeah, don't forget y'all. Go to www.twidwear.com and buy something. Buy some merch. Like and share. Be sure to follow on Facebook. Let me see. There's a Cash App. YouTube. Follow us on YouTube at Twid slash That's What I Do. You know, let me. I'm just figuring this thing out, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, but we're gonna get there, and that's a good thing about reinventing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You have got to not be confined to whatever other everybody else think. You just got to be the best version of yourself. Do you, and let people talk. It's okay. There we go. Hold on, hold on. I got my ticker at the bottom. I'm trying to get my banner. Banner. Like and share. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I'm still figuring it out. I want y'all to go along, go with me during the process. Which, ladies and gentlemen, it's not an overnight process. You know what I'm saying? My job, when I hit the airwaves, and I hit your ears, and you hear my voice, because remember, the scripture says, "No man come to you except the Spirit draw him." I don't need to get everybody. I just need to get who the Spirit draw. You know, and when it draw you to me, I'm not supposed to say what you think I'm supposed to say, but for whatever reason, you was drawn to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how life works. Life is a beautiful thing. Around each corner there's something new. There's somebody saying something that you can use. If you agree with everything I say or the next man say, something's wrong with you. That's not what life's about. Life's about reasoning, us coming together, us, putting aside our differences if we can. Now, when you start trying to force something on me, well, you got what's going on today. But at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I haven't worked out all the kinks as it pertains to when I'm gonna come on. How I know it's gonna be weekly. I'm gonna come on weekly. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about when I come on, but it'll be you know it'll be posted eventually. Like I said, I'll get a number put at the bottom of the ticker. From time to time, you'll see different clothes that I put up. If you want to buy, you know, feel free to buy. Hey, we're in this business to inform, but we're also in this business to make money. And if there's something wrong with that, then I'm sorry. Like and share. Feel free to like and share. Yeah, I like that. It looks pretty good. It looks real good. I did this myself, y'all. Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself. We're in a fragmented situation as it pertains to black people. Um, you know, we're all trying to be individuals, and that's cool. But once we learn how to be individuals and still operate as a collective, we're gonna win. We're gonna be on top. Let me see. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Technology. I'm not that technological, but I'm learning. That's the beautiful thing about this, y'all. Keep learning. Whatever the Most High has put in your system, whatever the Most High has put in your gut to do. If let me tell you something. If you're doing something, or if you're not doing something, and it bothers you, and it's as if you just can't get it out of your head, and you're still doing it, and or you're not doing it, and something's bothering you to just do it. That's the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? That's how he works. If you're doing it and you know you're not supposed to be doing it, he's going to bother you. He's warning you. If you're not doing it and it's bothering you that you're not doing it, he's going to bother you because you're supposed to be doing it. Hopefully I made sense. And another thing, this is the radio. You know what I'm saying? This is live. I'm not going to, my words, I'm going to cut them, I'm going to chop them, but hey, I'm going to give you the real me. Like I said, we're human beings. Man born of a woman is but a few days, filled with trouble. So says the scripture. So we're not here to be perfect. We're here to strive. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to strive. You're never gonna get there. Only the people who walking around like they've arrived are the ones who have gotten there, and they've gotten there only in their head. You understand? So hopefully, this introduction it's a pretty good introduction. I think I like it. I wasn't mumbling over my words too much. Um, you know, I'm not the most eloquent guy and or articulate guy, but uh, I know how to get the point across. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm not gonna say please. That's just if you feel like it, share it. If not, it's all good. That's another thing we gotta understand. What's for you is for you. You gotta have. I think it was Malcolm X that said, if you don't have any um, enemies, you're likely not to have any success, and that's true. You gotta have people disliking you. Why? Because, well, if the Most High is gonna prepare a table for you, He's gonna do it in the presence of your enemies. You dig? You gotta have them and appreciate them. As a matter of fact, I think you ought to appreciate your enemies as much as you do your friends, because it's more of your enemies and how they respond to you and how they treat you that forces you into being who you're supposed to be. I like that. I'm gonna say that again. You need to appreciate your enemies just as much as you appreciate your friends, because it's your enemies who are gonna get you to where you're supposed to go in this life. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, subscribe, like, and share. Eventually, I'll probably leave Facebook and just focus on YouTube. You can monetize it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, go to www.twidware.com. Once again, www.twidware.com. And this time, I'm gonna stay on. You won't see my face. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stay on this live media. There's enough room for all of us. You just gotta, have content and have things that people are interested in hearing. If it's two, if it's three, if it's four, if it's five, if it's 5,000, whatever the case may be. When people tune in, appreciate the one. Because before you get to 10, you got to first get to one. Before you get to 20, you got to first get to 10. Never, ever, and I'm going to leave on this note, never, ever despise small beginnings. Peace. Thank you. And once again, this has been TWID Radio. That's what I do. Peace.